replay value and how based on it I buy games. Now, this one is a bit more out there, so please bear with me.
Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel presents.
You see, in my years of gaming, I have gone from buying every game I was ever able to get my hands on, legal or illegal wise, cause when you are a kid with access to the internet and not that many birthdays, you gotta do what you gotta do. But seriously, if you would get your hands on a cracked copy of a game and you would enjoy it, please buy it to support the developers. Anyhow, this video will most likely be divided into two parts. First, I will discuss my weird obsession with the in-game loop where I keep returning to the same 10 titles in my Steam library despite the fact that I own hundreds of copies of games. The second part will be more discussion about how certain genres of games, like horror games, lose a lot of replay value after first walkthrough, where people can start to concentrate more towards the speedrun syndrome, for which discussion video you can check on my channel, and the pop-up is maybe on the screen if I did not forget to put it in there. So, replay value and why is it necessary for me to be included in a game? Look, this is all connected to the fact of how good the game loop is generated by the devs, forcing you to get that feeling of, oh, I will just do this one more thing and oh, look, this is ready, so I will just put in one more thing and this will suck you in for hours. Now, if we are talking, for example, Stardew Valley, where all aspects of the game work and affect each other, you need to farm and be more efficient. You will require, however, minerals to A. upgrade the tools, B. build the sprinklers, but in order to sustain yourself in the caves, you need either crops you grow or what you forage. Anno games, for example. Oh man, I love these games, especially 1404, with which I was introduced to the franchise, and yet again, I sucked so damn much at the start. I was totally mad at the game and I did not play it for like a year. Then I came across some videos for layouts, builds, logistics and tips, gave it a shot and immediately fell in love with the game. And I kept mostly playing the never-ending map without any NPCs, so all the islands would be mine. Especially that big island in the oriental part of the world where you do not need Norias, cause before you invest into upgrading the small Norias or unlock the large one, it will bankrupt you. In case you want to make, for example, a giant crop of silk and indigo, which is used to production of the carpets, which is one of the most valuable commodities, and if you are lucky enough to drop this on the island without Norias, you will be able to boost your overall economy, as the game is set so that you will require enough population to cover the cost of upkeeping your production chains. And the game does a weird job of telling you which commodities are the ones you really need to look into. Or let's take Witcher 3. You can do each playthrough specializing in different tech trees that will allow you to either turn into a tornado with your blades, or you just poison everyone, dealing more damage with the potions applied to your swords. replay value is great aspect also for all the MOBAs, for which I want to make a different video eventually, but if you would take Dota 2, League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, or the other 10,000 versions of the same concept, and even if you would play in one of them 10 games in each with the same heroes, I guarantee you none of the games would turn out the same way. Anyhow, the fun thing for me was that the replay value makes me keep coming back to the same titles over and over again, as for example, by the time Anno 2070 rolled in, I was already so much of a fan of 1404, I tried the older titles even. I was frustrated with them, as no matter how many times I visited the wiki page or looked up videos, I never got far. But when 2070 came around, like I said, well, I had different understanding of the game, and I started to even experiment with my own layouts, having just fun with the infinite possibilities of replay value, setting up a big production chains, or starting over and over again with the in-game fractions. And this to me creates the great games. You see, if you will ignore certain things like the graphics on some titles, which might age not as well, while others, like Anno 1404, have this amazingly pleasant feel to it. I just cannot describe it, but whenever I build something and I look over it, I just feel this inner harmony. Well, until a volcano erupts on an island, or tornado screws up stuff for me, which is why I started to turn off the natural disasters. Yeah, I am that lazy to rebuild what I made, and when I get tired of the later game where it turns into this micromanagement hell, I just start all over again. Now, to some of you that might seem weird as hell, but I don't criticize you for trying to plant a bomb or kill the terrorist for the 100,000th time, so yeah. And if you don't get the reference, I might be too old for you. Eventually, as I got older and older, and I had more and more better systems to play these games on, but less and less time on my hands for hobbies, I was always happy when I found out, hey, a new game is out, and it was a not total bust, like Fallout 76 for example. But when I had that little time, I just went once again to the good old games that I knew would keep me entertained no matter what. This, however, does not mean I am not on a lookout for the new games which the same effect might be included in. For example, I played Anno 1800 on my laptop, believe it or not, but I did not want to melt the damn thing, so I was only able to play it for a while with low graphic settings, which made me still have lots of fun with the new forms of how you need to create infrastructure and the production chains, which was not required the same way in any of the previous titles. Anyhow, I guess this brings me to the less positive part of the video, and if you have survived till now, wow, give yourselves an applause. Or maybe heck, click on the like so I can reach out to more people. But yeah, replay value in a certain genres of games, like the horror games, I think is diminished after the first playthrough quite a lot, as, how should I explain this? I guess best example would be, do you recall the one side mission in Witcher 3 where Geralt is asked to retrieve a frying pan and even comments, "But I'm a witcher"?
Lost your key, ma'am?
No, not me key.
Me pan. It always sat there empty, this hut. That is, till the night afore the battle. A man arrived, walked right in like 'twere his own. Was standing at me window, peering at the goings-on. He must avoid me, 'cause next I knew, there he was, coming my way. So, I grabbed me pan, for protection, see? But he just asks all polite, Gran, got any birch bark by chance? Lilac berries or even a few coals? Nay, says I. And you must be right daft to pester folk at night with such foolery. But I sees he ain't listening. Just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn. Was right baffled for what's he doing, frying in the dark. But I've got a soft heart, so I gave it to him.
If you do a second playthrough, you will remember that, holy crap, you have to retrieve a pan which was not even anywhere outside of the small shed. It was still inside. It just led to more content. And well, the same feeling you will carry with playing through games like Dead Space or Outlast or some of the other ones. You see, I still remember when I was just a small Dead Space came out, and my colleague, where I was an intern at that time, was telling me how he played it on a console, and he damn nearly crapped his pants like twice in the first 20 minutes. Till this day, I did not have the pleasure of playing through the game on my own, and maybe when I will have better system, I might take a crack at it. Plus, I am a giant chicken, and despite having a deep appreciation and understanding for the horror movies, I hate that feeling when I'm being chased by something and the only thing I can do is run and not fight back, where certain games in the horror genres just suck as they implement these chase sequences where if you screw up where you go and turn back, you are dead. So you have to replay it from checkpoint again till you remember all the right turns. These things more deter the players rather than create the effect of the frying pan. Man, can you imagine if my channel would be known for the effect of the frying pan? Just please don't let Gordon Ramsay yell at me. Anyhow, you see, this is why most YouTube channels try to cover games like Amnesia and other games in this genre when they come out with their faces being captured, as well as they freak out, and this is more entertaining rather than when you see a non-commentary walkthrough for a horror game where someone played it already once or twice even, cut it up, edited the footage, and then they uploaded it onto the YouTube for you to, let's say, enjoy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it, not everyone has such a sexy, soothing voice as I do, especially with the mic I'm using. And holy fudge, it saves up so much time while editing the footage, like I said. Compared to when I say something dumb over the period of 14 minutes, and then I have to go through the entire dungeon, in let's say Darkest Dungeon, to find it and erase it so I don't look like a complete dumbass. But yeah, I guess that is my opinion on the overall replay value. You see, as you might get older, you will stop chasing after every Call of Duty release as they come out, what, every year? I mean, honestly, how many are there at this point? I still only enjoyed the first one, the second one, the expansion for the first one, the Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and that's probably it. I even played the first Black Ops, but now there are like 4 of them, and I mean, why? Therefore, I will want to make a video also on how certain developers won't let certain franchises die, so in case you lasted, I will tell you to subscribe so you know when I will drop it on my channel, so you can amuse yourself with my ever so increasingly improved video editing skill, I guess. But like I said, that will be most likely it from my end. I publish videos on YouTube whenever I get the chance, so be a dear and click on that like or subscribe so I can reach out to more people.
Do it! Just do it!
And I will see you at the next one. Till then, pleasant gaming and good luck. Bye bye.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful.